Hey everybody, welcome back to the Unsung Podcast. Today we have another amazing musical guest on with us. I discovered Jay, aka TallBadger, on TikTok when I was late night scrolling listening to music. And heard his songs, his powerful words, and I'm like, dude, let's do a show together. So welcome to my little show here.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
Jay goes by TallBadger on TikTok, and I'll put all of his links in there. Just up the highway from me in the land of the Edmonton Oilers, which who seem to be doing pretty good so far. I can't speak as much for my Leafs, who are in trouble tonight, but we'll see what happens. So,
No.
how long have you? What did you start first? Singing, playing guitar? How long have you been a musician?
I started with singing. My dad had a really good voice, and he always liked to have music in the house, and started us out on like the 50s and the 60s and some classic rock and stuff like that. Just a great dude. We still jam from time to time, but he's got the arthritis in his hands. Um, I started on the guitar probably first when I was around 11 years old. Dropped it real quick. Guy told me I got dumb fingers, so I'd never play. So I kind of picked it up here and there throughout the years, and actually didn't really start getting serious about it until December of 2024.
See,
Yeah.
myself, I picked up my first guitar when I was 1993, so I don't know. I'm not 18 years old, and Motley Crue came out with Dr. Feelgood, and I'm like, I gotta learn how to play that.
Oh, right on. Yeah.
And I did, and then it was the first full song I learned, and then I played it for like 2 months straight, so I must have drove my parents crazy with dun 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 dun, right? You get that one line, it's like, oh, I'm making that noise. And
Yeah. Right on. Yeah. No doubt.
so, how big as, I know for me personally, music and mental health it's my safe zone between
Oh yeah.
boxing and music, so how big has music been with your mental health? And
Oh man, I'll tell you. Music has definitely changed my life. I've always been a bit of a creative character, but I used to kind of bottle up a lot of stuff, and the '90s, right? Boys don't cry, kind of thing. Such a farce. But it really, I think, started to hit for me after I got out of a really bad relationship. Um, oh, I mean, I won't get too deep into it. narcissists.
yeah, well, yep.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we spoke a little bit about that before. Yeah. But honestly, man, I'd been sitting in my dad's place, and she kept all my stuff, and I was really bummed out. And Dad looked at me, and he goes, "Jay, man, possessions are chains. Don't let them hold you down."
Mm.
And I was like, "Wow, that's amazing." I went and I picked up a guitar like that night, and I started practicing, and here I am.
It's funny how music can trigger memories. Like the 5 days before I was about to become a dad, I wrote a song about how I was feeling. I was scared shitless,
Yeah.
terrified because I was such a screw up, and here I am going to become a dad. And I wrote this song, and it sat in my email for 11 years.
Oh wow.
And I put music to it a few weeks ago. I put it online. I'm like, screw it. I'm just going to go for it. 'Cause I was afraid, mostly because of trolls. Trolls used to give me really bad anxiety with PTSD, and I was so terrified of what people thought, and now I just don't give a shit.
Yeah, yeah. I feel that, man.
After my first episode, I posted on here, maybe, I don't know when I started this, 3 months ago.
Oh
Is,
yeah, no
is it
doubt.
someone commented and like, I'd rather listen to dental office noise than your voice. I'm like, I'm like, cool, thanks, man.
What is that?
And then someone
Dental
else is like,
office.
man, you got to work on getting rid of that Newfie accent. I'm like, shut the hell up.
No kidding, man. Jesus, proudly Canadian, East Coast, eh?
My accent's got a bit of, because I stopped in Toronto for 10 years, and then I
Oh
lived in
yeah.
Calgary for 13 years.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't drink anymore, but when I used to drink a lot, my Newfie accent would come out and nobody could understand a word I was saying.
Oh yeah, I bet. I bet. I'm from Toronto originally, born in Niagara Falls, and whenever I do have a little taste of whiskey, it comes out pretty hard.
I had a guest on from Newfoundland that I found out after I was editing the episode that we were related.
Oh, shoot, no
We
doubt.
just met on this random podcast page, and two of us, our Newfie accents, got together, and
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure someone's like, "Man, you need some subtitles on this episode. No one's gonna understand a damn word you're saying."
That's fantastic. Damn. Yeah, right on.
So when you posted your first song on TikTok, how'd that feel to just say screw it and just get your music out there?
Well, man, to be honest, I owe that one to my daughter. I used to just kind of fart around on the guitar and stuff and kind of write some songs. And then my daughter Julia, she said, "Dad, you know what? You need to put one of those on." And she kept hounding me. So I finally put it on. And, it got a couple of comments and it was pretty cool, made me feel decent, but, it didn't really go too far. And then after that, it was just kind of really sporadic. It wasn't until Boxing Day last year, I just kind of woke up, and I had this tune in my head, and we'd been having a couple of drinks the night before because of Christmas, and I just kind of looked at my fiance and I thought, man, she really takes me down like that Hennessy, and boom. The words just came out of me like water in a faucet, man. The next thing I knew, I was recording it, and I put it on TikTok. I was terrified, but wow, man! Like the way that people reacted to the song, the things they had to say about it, just blew my mind. I really appreciate the people out there.
It's funny. You never know what's going to happen with a song. I had written a song. My grandmother had Alzheimer's for 14 years.
Okay, yeah.
So for the last 2 years of her life, she couldn't talk. Like, she mumbled. It was just blah, 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 right? But I'd still go in there, and she was a minister. So I'd learn her favorite church hymns on guitar, and when I would go in and sing them with him, she'd sing along every freaking word.
That's wild, man.
And then as soon as I stopped, she'd go back to mumbling.
No doubt.
So I wrote this song called 3 Minutes with Grandma, and I posted that online. I was only able to sing it once because I was like a mess it took me like 8 takes to try and do it.
Yeah, I hear you.
But the Alzheimer's Foundation of Canada reposted it on Twitter.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, this is pretty freaking cool. But, I go into lives and stuff. I can't sing it again because, I don't know, it's just too
hard, yeah.
Yeah, it's too hard to get through. But music is just unreal. Like, the memories it can trigger.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
It's funny, me and my girlfriend were listening to something the other night, and the song "I Want to Know What Love Is, I Want You to Show Me" comes on Spotify.
Right on.
And I start cracking up laughing. And she's like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm like, "Well, the last time I heard this song, me and my brother were driving down the road in like 1990 something, and these two dogs were just giving it to each other on a lawn, and this is the song that was playing on the radio."
Oh my
So
God.
all of a sudden this memory pops in my head.
Yeah.
Right?
That's epic. Wow. That's cool.
You never know that sometimes the memories aren't wanted, but sometimes it can trigger so much. And
Yeah, exactly. It's funny you say that. For a long time, speaking about mental health, God, probably about 10 years ago, I had a mental breakdown at work, and ended up having to take a couple of years off, and just it wasn't a great time. And during that time, I started to find like I just didn't feel, like I didn't have any emotions. I just couldn't get them out, And a buddy of mine came over, and Alex, he's an awesome dude. And he came over and he saw my guitar sitting there, and he picked it up and he started playing it around. And within the space of like 20 minutes, we were singing and laughing and jamming together. And once the songs started coming out of me, I started to feel things again. And I think I cried for the first time, like really cried. I want to say probably last summer. It was wild. I was watching a video with Jelly Roll, and he was doing some work with some people in the prison, and they had a program that they were doing, rehabilitation through music, which I think that's just such a wonderful thing,
mm-hmm.
And when he was leaving, he was on his way to a show, and I guess they were just in his head, and he couldn't get him out. So he stopped on the middle of the highway, and he calls the warden, and he says, "Man, let's do something here." So now he's at the show, and he's on stage, and he's talking to the people about this whole program, and he brings them up on stage, you know. And I mean, geez, man, just watching the emotion coming out of these guys as they're there expressing every single thing that they've ever gone through in their lives through song, and it just melted me, man. I broke down right next to my fiance sitting there. It's like 6 a.m. She's like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" You know? But yeah, no, it's great, man. You know, music's phenomenal.
There's a program I work with some of the guys that run it. It's called the Guitars for Vets Canada.
Okay.
And what they do is veterans with PTSD, they give them a guitar, set them up with guitar lessons, and just the healing power of music. But anyways, a friend of mine sends me a message like, "Yeah, I got a guitar. I'm going to start playing. I'm taking lessons." And I'm like, "That's freaking awesome, man." So then a year and a half later, he puts this video online, a first song he's ever wrote. And he starts it. He's got a guitar. He's like, "Listen, 5 years I almost unalived myself. And this is a song about it." And like you, when I listen to that song, I was a freaking mess, man. Like I just watched like 3 seasons straight of This Is Us or something, but that's the only show that makes me cry. This Is Us and some of those Tim Hortons hockey commercials. I'm done. I'll admit that.
Yeah,
those things get to me. That and the Fox and the Hound, but
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's classic, man. Shoot, holy crap. Yeah,
music is powerful, man.
Yeah, it really is.
So there's one musician let me get you to pick 2. Because what I do with these episodes, if there's someone you'd like to write a song with or do a duet with, and you had to pick 2 people, who would it be? I'll tag them in the description, and you never know what could happen.
Oh man. Oh, like anybody?
Anybody.
Like throughout time.
Well, yeah. If past or present. If there's one not alive, we got to pick one alive because I'll tag them in the description on TikTok.
All right. Well, if I was to pick one that's not alive, I gotta say, and I know this might sound kind of cliche, man, but Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley, I would love to have had the opportunity to sing some songs with him. I think that would have been pretty incredible. He had such a pure voice, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then someone current. Whew! There's so many. That's the kick, right? You know, I mean, God. Good God. Yeah, wow. Man, that question actually has got me running for a loop here.
We can come back to it. If you think about it after, let me know and I'll tag them in the description.
Yeah, okay, yeah, for sure. Sounds good, man.
There's your homework. You have about 3 hours before this episode goes live.
yeah, for sure.
So, when you're listening to other people's music, other songs, I know myself, until I started writing my own, I never listened to the words. Because most of the stuff I grew up on was just Motley Crue singing about sex, drugs, and fast cars and women.
Sure, right on.
But now, like, when I'm listening to people, like when I first found your music, I go deep into the words. I usually listen to a song twice. First time I'm just grooving, kind of listening for a hook. But then the second time I'm really listening to the words.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're listening to music, do you just listen to the music, or are you, like, really listening to the words as well?
Well, to be honest, the very first thing that'll catch my attention with the song is the way it sounds, right?
Yeah.
But if it catches my attention, I'll usually start it over and listen to the lyrics, because I feel like, those types of songs, it's not just words on a page. It's a piece of that person, and they're trying to tell you something that's deeply important to them, maybe even spiritual. And as someone who writes his own songs, I feel like, you almost owe it to the artist to make sure you're paying attention to what's coming out of them. Because that's their soul.
Yeah, I had a young lady on yesterday. She'll be the next episode after we launch this one. But
okay,
one of the lines in one of the songs she sang was, "God sends his toughest soldiers but I don't remember signing up for war.
Oh, damn.
Oh man, that hit me so hard. I'm like, holy shit! Like that's my life in one line, right? Like,
Yeah.
it was so powerful.
Heavy, man. I just felt that in my chest like bass.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It hit hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a song was called "Hoping There's a Heaven." And it said, "If God sends His toughest soldiers to fight, but I don't remember signing up for war." It was, then I'm like, yeah, but there was a draft, right? We're all getting drafted. So.
Yeah. Wow. Holy man. Hey, that's heavy, man. That's meatloaf and gravy right there. Holy smokes.
Yeah, that's why I love doing these episodes because for me, I don't feel like I don't have PTSD anymore. Like I have 99% good days and 1% bad. Like there's still little things that can trigger me off. It's funny because I was stabbed 13 times and 3 of them were behind.
Holy shit.
So when me and my girlfriend and my daughter, we went to church on Good Friday, and the only seat left was in the second last row, and I always sit in the back.
Right.
So I'm right in the back corner in the entrance, and people kept walking by me, and every time someone would walk by me, I'd have a trigger.
Yeah.
So I'm not perfect. I mean, I ended up getting up and leaving and just walking around. And I mean, I know in a church, there's a 99% chance no one's going to stab me in the back.
Yeah.
But in my head, I don't know.
Yeah.
And, yeah, so you never know, right? What little things can trigger this. But doing these episodes and hearing all these words and these amazing songs, I love it. And just talking to people from...
This can help you, man, for sure.
I like the variety too of music. Like I got a couple of folk singers. You're kind of a rocky acoustic singer, and I got a rapper coming on from Nigeria.
Oh, damn, no doubt.
I got the lead singer of a death metal band coming on.
Holy, that's quite a mix, man. Yeah, right on. That's good.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're down for it, let's play one of your tunes, and then we can chat about it after. And I'm gonna mute up here and give you the mic.
Sounds good. Well, we had talked earlier in the week, and you'd mentioned 2 songs, so I'm going to start with this one. This song is called "So Cold." It comes from a place of feeling lost and not really knowing where to turn to or who to look for, and trying to call out for someone to help and not really hearing anything back. It's called "So Cold." Fearful the devil and the havoc that he brings, calling your name while the neon light blinks. I long for water in the desert of my soul. It's the same that makes me so cold. Woe that the night may take my place, run from the angels, armed to the teeth. Counsel me, Father, though my confessions make your way. Father, I'm so cold, take my soul and let me sleep. Look in my eyes, found the words that I weep. 6 strings like triggers bring me relief. I'm just a beggar rotten in my core, face to the pavement, chained to the floor. My chest is cold, emptied of pain. Sing for the angels deep in my grave. Oh, that the night may take my place, run from the angels onto the teeth. Counsel me, Father, though my confessions make your way. Father, I'm so cold, take my soul and let me sleep. Father, I'm so cold, Take my soul and let me slave. Kind of messed up a little bit there.
I didn't hear any messed up, man. That sounded freaking awesome. This is live, man. You know, you watch TikTok and people on YouTube and Instagram, they get all these effects going, all these special lights and stuff.
Yeah, fair enough.
No what problem. I love about doing these is just real and raw, and like it's almost like a little MTV Unplugged kind of deal here, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'll tell you what, that's the first time I've got the butterflies for a bit there, though.
Oh?
Oh yeah,
nice.
You know what though, man? I'll be honest. Like I'm terrified every time I release a video. You know, little bits of yourself. You know, going out there.
Well, as you know, I would call myself an alcoholic for about 25 years.
Okay.
And I used to go to karaoke all the time, and I couldn't get up and sing unless I was like 3 sheets to the wind in the bag because I had no courage. Yeah. And then. You speak of being terrified of performing or putting up a video. I think it was 6 weeks ago, maybe. My girlfriend, Amanda, talked me into performing a song at her church.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
And it was my first time ever playing my guitar in front of people and singing sober.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
So, you mentioned Jelly Roll, so I sang Hard Fought Hallelujah with Jelly Roll and Brandon Lake.
Oh, right on.
In front of 200 people, mostly seniors.
Wow.
And it was the most terrifying moment of my life. Like, my leg was going, you would have swear my leg was going like this.
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt that, yeah.
But when I finished, it was all a blur. I don't really remember it. But I watched it back, and I'm like, that one performance, it changed my life. I've got so much self-confidence since then, and I really don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, I'm making funny videos about the Leafs and making songs and just putting stuff out there, and it...
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
But yeah, man, that song was great. So what's the story of that? What's the...
Well, I used to be kind of religious, you know. I used to go to church and all that stuff. Well, actually, you know what? Let's rewind that a little bit more, get some context here. So, I was an angry kid. Used to run around with a lot of bad dudes and do a lot of bad stuff that I shouldn't do. You know, nothing super over the top or anything like that, but you know, the usual for a town that's got nothing to do. Anyways, I'd gotten in some trouble with the law, and I'd been kicked out of nearly every school in the city, and the only one that was left to me was a Christian school. My parents put me in there, and you know, I was just looking to kind of belong and you know, be a part of something, and I just found that group, that atmosphere, it was kind of pushy, you know, and so I fell into it, and I started going to church and all this, and they kept telling me, you know, like if you do this, if you do that, you know, you'll feel better. Things will get better. And it never did, you know. And I'd go in there sometimes. They had a little chapel on the school grounds, and I'd go in there sometimes when nobody else was there. And I'd try, you know, to talk to God and stuff. And it just kind of felt like I was not being heard. So this song comes from that. It comes from a place of feeling like I'm standing there in the pews screaming out to God, and he's just kind of not answering me, and I'm thirsty for something. I'm thirsty for that feeling that something bigger than me is guiding me, you know what I mean? And I found it in my music. You know, I haven't found it in a book or in a building. I find it in my music, and I find it in the faces of the people that I meet and that I talk to and interact with. And that's what that song's basically about.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's funny because I was there. Like, my parents were ministers, right?
Okay.
So I was brought up in a church every Sunday, twice a Sunday till I was 15.
Oh, wow.
And then when my stabbing incident I just went away. I disappeared for up until like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
came to this small little town of 3,800 people, and all of a sudden, my best friend in the world is a Baptist preacher, a Baptist
Wow.
minister. So it's kind of funny how I went through that same thing, but then 6 months ago, just before I met my girlfriend, I had one of those ugly prayers where I'm just like, man, just looking up, saying, just send me someone good, send me someone decent. I just want,
Yeah.
because I've been in some horrible relationships that I won't get into either because my family watches these episodes.
Yeah,
But
fair enough.
but then the next day is when she left a review on my children's book, and then we've been together ever since. So
Wow,
it's
that's really awesome, man.
when you think no one's up there listening, you never know, right? And
Yeah,
it's,
that's
but I
true.
agree with you. I through my music, that's how I talk.
Yeah.
And I wrote a song called "The Monster," which is about having PTSD for 25 years, and just again, I put that up, and I've only played it once. But I had one dude reach out to me. He was a veteran, and he was on 9 deployments,
Whoa.
and he found out on his last one, he's like, my wife was cheating on me when I was away, and she's got a kid with some other guy. I came back, my life was falling apart. I
Yikes.
had a plan. He's like, I was ready to just end it,
Yeah.
and then your song popped up in my For You page, and he's like, because he had another kid, but he's still with his wife. But he's like, in my mind, he's like, after listening to your song, all I could think about was my kid crying, saying, "Daddy's not going to be around anymore." And he's like, I put my plan away, and I'm gone to get. He's in therapy now. He's having 3 a week.
Well, it's good for him. Right on,
All right,
man.
from this one little song, right? So you never know
Yeah.
the impact. You might look at one of your videos and be like, "Oh man, this song only has 35 plays."
Sure.
But one of those 35 people could be thinking about taking their life or like having the world's worst day, and you
Yeah.
never know what's going to hit them, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, and that's what I mean, when you put your soul out there, it's gonna connect with somebody, you know?
Yeah, and we do our Sunday. I do my Sunday live every on TikTok at 5 o'clock Eastern every Sunday for 2 hours, where people can just come in, they can just listen, they can play, they can share their story. But even just watching that, so there was a girl. We've done 11 now. No, this Sunday is our 11th.
Okay.
So the first week, this girl gets up, plays a song, no camera on, because she's too shy. She doesn't like the way she looks.
Sure.
Week 2, she turns her camera on while she's talking, and then turns it off while she's singing.
Okay.
So week 4, she's got her camera on the whole damn time. She doesn't give a shit anymore.
Hey, there you go.
The last Sunday, she volunteered at her church and did the music in front of people for her whole. So it's just cool to watch people
That's
being changed,
awesome.
like have an impact,
Yeah.
right? It's so music is so freaking powerful.
Oh, it is amazing, man, and it's I think the one thing that we can say has been with us since the beginning of our species.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And with all this shit going on in the world about fighting, about
Oh yeah.
tariffs and taxes and wars and this music, when we do these lives or you go on a TikTok live, you got somebody from Saudi Arabia in there. You got someone, well, obviously Canada, U.S. There's no fighting in those lives. It's just, well, there's some drama on the side, but you don't
Yeah,
know that.
sure. Yeah.
But music just brings people. No one gives a shit where you're from when you're listening to music.
Exactly, man. It's crazy. Like, I mean, I've talked to people from all over the world, and I guess you do too with your show.
Yeah,
And I mean, that's really cool. Heck, when we were growing up, man, it was just the people in your yard. Like,
yeah.
now you can talk to people from like the other side of the planet, and it's amazing the things that we have in common, even though our lives are so vastly different.
What I like the most about it is, face to face conversations are almost gone, and
Yeah,
that's what I love doing these podcasts. Like they're not scripted. I write down a few questions asked, but it's just a chat, and then I freaking
yeah,
love it. It's like I'm sitting in my living room with someone jamming, and I get a free concert for however long these are, and
for sure, right on.
so let's fire up a second song here, and
All right. So, all right, yeah. So this one is, oh my God, my brain's blanking. It's called Tread the Water. Oh man. Yeah. So this song is called Tread the Water. So this song, same basic thing, you go through your day-to-day life, you put on a brave face. I've struggled off and on with social anxiety for a good chunk of my life. And that's basically what this song is about, feeling like you're drowning, or, like the world's too heavy for you. Um, there's some more in there, but yeah, yeah. So tread the water. Precious like the wounded woman locked inside a cage, broken as the sea beasts drag you deep beneath the waves. Cough just like I'm drowning, gotta think I'm drowning. Is there nothing left but trepidation? I hate all over the horse, live silent, lost with no words to say. So there will be blood in the water. Part me from this flesh, it's too cold. Release as the bubbles reach the surface. Take me home. I don't wanna tread the water no more. Slowly now, this fire's burning. Flesh don't burn and pour like lost whispers of an angel. Turn the devil's great delight. My heavy eyes like embers dying. There's the reapers of the slain. Oh, I choke just like a dying. Oh Lord, I think I'm dying. Take my soul and bring the rain. And there will be blood in the water. Part me from this flesh, it's too cold. Release as the bubbles reach the surface. Take me home, 'cause I don't wanna tread the water no more. Yeah, there will be blood in the water. Pull me from this flesh, it's too cold. Releases the bubbles reach the surface. Take me home. I don't wanna tread the water no more. No more. I don't wanna tread the water no more. Hey, hey, hey. I don't wanna tread the water no more.
Yes, sir. Oh, and that's the one I felt. That's the first one I heard.
Yeah, right on.
I felt like, God, this guy's got to get out of my brain, man, because that was me for like
That's kinda why I
25
picked
years.
the second. No doubt, eh?
Well, you just feel like you're drowning, and I used to sit down like, fuck, I think to myself, I just want to be normal. Like, I just want to go one day without, like, being not able to breathe or having a panic
Yeah.
attack or,
Feeling the world is coming down on you, you know?
or I used to like watching, like, Chicago Fire or those medical shows.
Oh, yeah.
And I couldn't because my mind was so brain. If I saw someone getting surgery,
Yeah.
I turned the channel right away and
Yeah, no, for sure.
just don't want to think about this anymore. And that song really hit me. It's I think that'll hit a lot of people too.
Damn, I'm glad you liked that one, man. I'll tell you. It's
It'll be the one I'll use in my little clip, the promoter episode, when I post
right
it
on.
in a bit. And
That's cool, right on. For
Yeah.
sure.
so I just saw too. I know I did this. I wrote a song about my significant other,
Okay.
and I saw that you had wrote one about your lady.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
So if you want to play that for a third song, that could be a way to get some extra brownie points, right? I
yeah,
don't know,
sure.
just saying.
Let's do that. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I've written a couple of different songs for her because she's just the most amazing person I've ever met. But yeah, I think she really likes that one. Down Like Hennessy is the song.
All
Yeah.
right, yeah, let's go for that, and
All right, let's do it.
I'll even tag her in the description, and she'll be like, "Ooh."
Yeah, right on. Nugzilla. Awesome, right on. All right, here we go. This is Down Like Hennessy. Girl, you're looking pretty in the boots and hat. Damn, you damn me wild when you dress like that. Flashing that smile like a whore today. Oh yeah, I could use a little bit. Holding you close, can't believe a mile up. Long blonde hair and your pickup truck. Closed in your eyes like a hurricane. Oh yeah, I could use a little bit of you, my baby, you're driving me wild. Feeling that buzz, oh my. Try to hold on, she's taking me down like Hennessy. You're squeezing me tight and made me losing my mind. Baby, we can do this dance all night. Lord help me, she's taking me down like Hennessy, like Hennessy. You bring me back to life. Baby, you're out of sight. And I can fight this feeling, yeah. I'll stick to you like glue. I only wanna be with you. You're lightning in my veins, baby girl, you're a hurricane. I could use a little bit of you, my baby, you drive me wild. Feeling that buzz, oh my. Try to hold on, she's taking me down like Hennessy. Squeezing me tight and made me losing my mind. Baby, we can do this dance all night. Lord help me, she's taking me down like Hennessy. Like Hennessy. Yeah. Down like Hennessy. Yeah. Down like Hennessy.
Wicked, wicked, wicked.
Right on.
Man, I remember a few that gave me a hangover like Crown Royal, but
Yeah, I hear you, man. Oh, that's great. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
no,
I'll tell
we're
you.
we're not sponsored by Crown Royal. I do have a sponsor, SJR Music and Media, just a great bunch of people who help love these episodes. All my music episodes are sponsored by them, so
Right on.
just a little
That's
shout out
awesome.
to them. Yeah, man, that was great. It's
Thanks, man. Right on.
I
Yeah.
love the tapping too, the beat. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not coordinated enough to try and do that yet because
Well,
I
I
gotta
had to
focus.
do something. Like I've been trying to get a band together for years, man. And no hate on drummers or anything, but they're the ones that don't show up most of the time. So the tapping is just a way to keep the rhythm,
Nice,
mix it up a little bit.
wicked. So that's three amazing songs right there. So if you're listening and are you on Instagram as well or just TikTok?
I am under J Gill Art. It's mostly, well, it had mostly been my drawings.
Yeah,
I do a lot of superhero stuff, but lately I've been posting mostly music. It's just kind of become this part of my life. I look forward to. I go to sleep thinking about it. I wake up thinking about it.
now you were gonna be the debut of my new intro that somebody made for me
Oh, cool.
because I remember I played you that little clip that kind of sounds like Full House meets Sports Center desk. It's kind of
Okay, yeah, right on. Oh, that's a good
so this
description.
episode's gonna be the debut of that.
That's
And
cool.
yeah, if you're out there listening and like what you heard so far, just check the links on Instagram and TikTok. I'm gonna try and get Jay out to one of my lives on a Sunday to come just jam with us.
Right on.
And yeah, thanks for coming on with me. I got one more question for you that I kind of forewarned you about, but didn't
Oh,
really
right.
tell
Yeah.
you.
Okay. Let's have it.
All right, so before I do that, I'm gonna get you to send a message out there to anybody that's watching this or might be struggling with their mental health. What do you want to say to these people?
People, it's never too late, man. You know what? I used to sit and stew all the time. Oh, I wish I'd started doing music earlier. Oh, I'm too old now. People won't listen. No, man. You got something to say. You got a voice that you need to get out there. Do it. Do it. Not because you want to get famous or make money. Do it because you love it and because you know that what you got to say, what you got to put out there, someone's going to hear it, man. Someone's going to hear it, and it's going to make their lives a little bit better. And
I
that's
love
what
it.
it's all about.
I love it. Now, a 100-meter pigeon carrying contest. How many how many pigeons do you think you could carry 100 meters and have in your arms at the end of the race?
Oh my God. I got some pretty. What is that? Maybe like 15.
15?
I think I could do 15. Can I use my pockets?
Oh, use anything you want.
Okay, maybe 20.
20? Okay.
Yeah.
That's my second highest answer in almost 40 episodes, so that's pretty good.
Damn. All right, no doubt.
The highest so far has been 150.
Holy.
It was a little 4-foot nothing lady from Colombia.
Oh, no kidding.
Said she was going to put double-sided duct tape on all of her clothes and just...
Oh, that's creative.
Yeah,
That's
she
very
really...
creative.
Yeah, and then, of course,
Yeah.
the lowest was Leslie Horton from Global News because she has a fear of pigeons and Canada geese.
Oh, wild.
So
No
she's
doubt.
like, I'm not even touching that question. Next
Oh
question.
my
So
God, yeah, but she won't want to be here. They're all, the geese and the pigeons are just out my window right now. Right
Well,
on.
man, it was great having you on. I love your music, the voice, and once you think about who you want to do a song with, let me know, and I'll fire that in the description as well.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And,
There's just too many, you know. Like,
oh, yeah.
just love. There's so much talent out there, man. You know, so much talent. Maybe Willie Nelson would be pretty
Ooh.
awesome.
Oh, that would
Yeah,
be-
yeah.
All right. We'll see what we can do here. But yeah, send Jay, TallBadger, a follow on TikTok, and if you're on Instagram, I'll put his link in the description as well. And tune into my lives on Sunday on TikTok, and you may see us jamming together something.
Right on.
All right, man. Have a great day, everybody. As my daughter says, don't forget to like, subscribe, pound that, whatever that is. I don't know. That's what the cool kids tell me to say. Skiz,
yeah, you
Ruby
know
DB, Ohio, whatever that shit is.
Right on, man. Well, hey,
right.
thanks for having me, eh?
Cheers.